Hi guys, welcome to another SLTD Wrestling Roundtable podcast. We are here as always. This week, there's only two of us. Callum is out on assignment, doing his thing, you know what I mean? Jet setting and that.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's just me and Adam today. Are you okay, Adam? What's going on?
Yeah, mate. Like really, really looking forward to the Rumble and just next week in general. Like I said this to Amy the other day. She was like, "Why are you so looking forward to next week?" It's like, well, Friday I get paid for the first time in 6 weeks because work thought they'd be nice and pay us early,
Yeah,
but we're all brassic and absolutely
yeah,
skint
hate that.
beyond belief.
Yeah,
Um, we're going watching Greg Davies next Friday as well, and then it's Royal Rumble on Saturday. And then the weekend, and then that week going into that, I'm going watching a play that's based on the Jaws film called The Shark is Broken with a couple of ones from the film podcast. So me, Gemma, Ollie, and Holly, we're all going out. We're all going doing that.
nice.
Um, and then I've got a nice cheeky day off work, but I'm going on a CPD course. I'm going learning about the A level for film studies and stuff in a nice little hotel in Manchester
Nice.
where they feed you and it's a late start. It doesn't start till 9:30.
Ooh.
So I'm like, oh, a little bit of the lion.
I like all that.
Forward to that.
Yeah, where I'm actually I'm taking some absolute liberties because I've just had 7 weeks off work. And I'm taking the Sunday off after WrestleMania, after Royal Rumble, and the Monday because we're going to see Catherine Ryan. So,
Nice.
you know, being a little cheeky one, aren't
Oh, well, maybe that Sunday we could do our reactions to
we?
the Royal.
Maybe that's the
Hmm.
plan,
I
maybe.
did say to Amy, I said, do you think I've got the stamina to stay up for it? And she went, "Phew, no." And I was like, I said, but it starts at 11. She was like, so what time would it finish? Like 2, 3 o'clock? I said, yeah, sure. She said, you can try if you want, but I don't think you, I don't
Yeah,
think you will do.
I, it's the other way around in our house, where it's like, I'll say, oh, the Rumble's on like Saturday, and Rachel will be like, you staying up for it? I don't think I can, you know. Why? Like, what? Why?
So you get the encouragement and I get the realistic of don't
Yeah.
fool yourself. You'll be asleep
Why
on the
can't
sofa
you?
by 11:30.
Yeah. Like,
Number 15 in the women's rumble will come out and
yeah,
you'll be gone.
yeah. She's like, I ain't minding no bitch. Like, stay awake till 4 o'clock in the morning and get up with your two kids in the morning at 6. Like,
Yes.
now to be fair, I say that. I take that back because if I stay up, she does get up in the morning. She gets up most mornings with them, to be honest with you. Like, but
See,
um
that's why it is a flip. I'm the one who gets up mainly because Amy's having a rough time at the minute because Ellie's not sleeping through. So,
yeah, like Rachel's a proper morning person. Like,
right.
I'm not. I'm a proper
I
night
feel
person.
like that is me. Now
Yeah.
I've become a morning person.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person. See, we talk about this, right? Gone off on a tangent here, but anyway. So Leo's like 6 weeks old, 7 weeks old now. And we've got this thing where it's like I will stay up with him all night. Like it
Hmm.
absolutely doesn't bother me. I'll stay awake till 6 o'clock in the morning. But if if I end up going to bed, I'm just dead to the world. Like, so I'll stay up all night long. I'll just sit downstairs and watch wrestling or whatever it is that I'm doing. Like, it's fine. If he's just staring or he's crying, doesn't bother me. But if I have a night where I'm like, oh, he's sad, so I'll go to bed. Like,
Oh
I'm
yeah. Nothing's waking
absolutely
you
no
up.
help whatsoever. Not a bit of it. Like, as soon as I go to bed, I'm like, I'm in bed. That's it.
Yep.
I'm asleep.
Yep.
Like, I'm awful. So yeah. Anyway.
Ditto.
Yeah. Anyway, this is that thing. Um, Today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm a little bit worried about this. Um,
I'm very intrigued to see how
yeah,
this goes.
I've gone very like kind of obvious. There's no
Mm,
like, well, I don't think anyway.
yeah.
Um, so what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and predict the 30 people who are in the Royal Rumble. Okay, in each Royal Rumble, but we're not predicting numbers because we're not. We're not that
I
good.
mean, we'd be well off for that. Like,
That good. So we're
Callum
just,
sent me his lists
yeah,
in number order.
right.
So I basically did mine, and then it was just I was just throwing people in,
Yeah.
trying to fill the 30. So then the order in which Callum sent me his, I did start thinking, is this what he's predicting are the entrant numbers?
I haven't done that. I've numbered them.
I've not done that. So
Well, I numbered them purely so I knew when I got to 30.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
pretty much it.
yeah.
That was where my head went. But so I said to you off podcast, right? Um, so these 10 people who've been in the male Royal Rumble, right? We'll do the men's first. Should we do the men's or the women's? What do you
I
want to
was
do?
going to do the women's first,
Right,
purely
do
because
the
I think
women's
there's
first then.
more to talk about with the men's, especially with the difference between me and Callum and
Okay,
where we
we'll do the
put people
women's
in.
then. I've got with the people who've been in that, how many more people got announced on
So there are a few more. So if I go through the ones that have declared, so these are the only ones right now that I am saying are on all three of our lists and are definitely in our final 30 because obviously they declared for the Rumble.
right,
So
okay.
you've got Bailey, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Liv Morgan, Naomi, Nia Jax, and Raquel Rodriguez.
Right, so
So
Bianca
you've
Belair,
got seven there.
Raquel Rodriguez. Who did you say? Liv Morgan?
Liv Morgan, yeah. So the three on SmackDown were Charlotte Flair, Liv Morgan, and Raquel Rodriguez.
Right, okay.
Oh, actually, Bianca Belair and Naomi as well.
So the women's Royal Rumble. So we've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So there's seven people
Yeah,
who are um right,
definitely in.
definitely in. Right, okay. So I've got um should we just get rid of like the fodder, if you like?
So the sort of main roster people that we expect just to be in the
So I've got 15 to 30 who are
yeah
just main roster people who are just
yeah
in.
yeah. So I mean with the way that I am, and this is no surprise to anyone who's listened for a long time, I'm massively OCD.
Yeah,
So this thing that I'm looking at is color coded and
right.
all that kind of stuff. So there are people from the main roster that me and Callum have both put in and agreed with. There are people that on the main roster we've disagreed. Actually, no, there's not actually. Oh, main roster ones pretty much predominantly we agree with who we think is going to be in there,
Okay.
and there's a couple of returns in there as well.
Right. So you give me, right, before we go into like who we think's coming back or who we think's popping up and all that shit, right? So
Yeah.
main roster, Raw and SmackDown. You give me the list of you that you two have got that
So is this not including anyone who would make a comeback from injury, for example?
no, it's just
Okay,
people who are
right.
there.
So the first name then,
Okay.
who is main roster, wouldn't be making a comeback from injury,
Yeah.
and was on mine and Callum's list is BFAB.
Right. Man too. There you go.
Right, so there you go. So BFAB's in at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
Right. Next then, I put Blair Davenport.
I did not put Blair Davenport.
Okay, so I'm gonna delete Blair Davenport then because
Okay,
she's only
go.
got one vote.
Okay.
Sorry, Blair.
I
Um,
haven't seen her. I don't know what she's doing. Like,
well, I just assumed that she was still active because again, like I was yeah coming up with names and stuff.
yeah.
Candice LeRae is on mine and Callum's list.
Um, she's not on mine, but I can see where you're going. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll leave that. I'll leave her there for now because
Yeah.
we might get to a point where we have to look at the ones who got two votes and stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, um, Chelsea Green, mine
Yes.
and Callum's list. Yeah.
Ilse Green.
Okay. Am I including NXT in this?
No, not yet.
No. Okay. So Dakota Kai.
Yes.
Yep. Mine and Callum's list.
You better win it. Telling
Oh, really?
you.
EO Sky. Mine and Callum's list.
Yes.
Yep. Lyra Valkyria. Mine and Callum's list.
No.
What?
No.
So you'll have the United States champion, but not
I
the
ran out of
Intercontinental
people.
champion.
I ran out of people who I thought were
Run
in
out
there.
of people. Well,
That's
she's got
all
two
that.
votes. She's staying there for the meantime.
Yeah, nothing horrible. I didn't forget.
Right.
I just ran out of people.
Meechin.
Yes.
Mine and Callum's list. Natalia.
Yes.
Mine and Callum's list. Piper Niven
Yes.
on mine and Callum's. It's like bingo. Shayna Baszler,
Yes. I've
mine and
got all
Callum's.
Fusion Collective.
Yeah, so both me and Callum put all of Fusion Collective in. So that is Shayna, Sonia, and Zoe.
Yes.
Yeah. The last one was just on my list was Zelina Vega.
She's on mine as well.
Okay, right. So then she's got two, so she can stay there then.
So the
Right.
only other person who's on my list just an active person
Yeah.
on Raw and SmackDown is Ivy Nile.
See, not on mine and Callum's, so I'd say that she goes the way of Boy Davenport at that
Right,
point.
okay, that's fine. Right.
Yeah.
She's out. So we've got up to now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 clubs. We've got 18 people, is that right?
Uh, this is not what you're making me add up. I should have put a count thing in it.
I was gonna say I thought you'd have numbers next to it.
No,
Where we were.
I've got 17.
All right, okay. Well, I don't know what I've done then.
So, right, so far, the ones that are definitely in the final 30, I've got BFAB, Bailey, Becky Lynch, not so, oh, I've spoiled one. Bianca Bella, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Liv Morgan, Michin, Naomi, Natalia, Nia Jax, Piper Niven, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Because
Okay.
Zelina was only on mine,
Yeah,
so she's on a two pointer.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So if we go into, seeing as though you just mentioned someone, we'll go into retains.
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to retain, but not be like, so give me your retains, but not your retains like we haven't seen them for 5 years.
Right, okay, so the sort of main roster come back from injury type ones.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
I've only got two,
Okay, so um we have Becky Lynch.
obviously. Yeah,
Have you done Becky as well?
yeah,
Right. And obviously Charlotte would have been in there, but she declared on SmackDown last night.
yes.
So she's
Charlotte was
she's
on
got her
mine.
straight in there.
Yeah.
Um and we have um we have two more actually. We have
Oh,
Asuka.
I forgot about Asuka. Yeah,
Oh.
interesting.
So she's got 2 points then. So we'll leave her there.
Yeah.
And where have they gone? Completely no, just Jay Cargill.
Yes, I've got Jake Cargill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she was on mine and Callum's.
Right. Okay.
So then we're adding in Jade Cargill and Becky Lynch there. Okay.
Okay.
So if we do NXT,
Yeah.
and then we can get into the ones that I've referred to as legends and other,
Yes.
which are really going to be your sort of surprise ones.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So NXT wise, me and Callum both said Cora Jade.
Yes. I don't really
And then
understand the Porter J thing, but yeah,
at the same time, me and Callum both said Roxanne Perez.
I did not.
Okay. So she's got 2 points then, so she can stay there.
Yeah.
Callum, then, because that was it. I only had those two in from NXT.
Right. Okay.
Callum said Stephanie McCall.
I said Stephanie McCall.
Okay, so then she's got two. So then she's in. Because I suppose actually she makes sense in the way that you would put the mid card women's champion in there,
Yeah. Yeah.
but you wouldn't put Julia in there because she
Yeah. I
would be
thought that.
someone that,
Yeah.
someone could go for. Right. So Stephanie's got 2 votes then, same as Roxanne Perez. So we're going to have to come back to all these two voters later.
Okay.
So returns then.
Well, I've
Oh,
got Zaria as well,
okay.
right, from NXT, but that was purely because I was like, I don't. In my head, I was like, you're only gonna get two or three NXT people
Hmm.
and maybe two TNA people.
So we've only got one TNA person,
Right. Okay. So
and
who's
you
your
can call
TNA person?
Jordan Grace.
See, I haven't put her as a TNA person because she's not.
She's
She's not.
technically not TNA now.
Yeah.
But is
So
she on your list?
yeah. So you put Jordan
Right.
Gray. Right.
Yeah, so Jordan Grace was on mine and Callum's.
Is there nobody else from?
No, I debated putting Masa Slamovich in.
I have put Slamovich in.
Okay.
So but I've also put Rosemary in. But I don't think
Right,
both
because
of them
she's
will
done
be.
NXT stuff, hasn't she, with Wendy Chu and stuff. Yeah.
I don't think both of them will be there. I think it'll only be one. I think you're
Well,
gonna get more people in the men's in TNA than the
my
women's.
head went straight to Masha because it was like in the same way that Jordan did it last year when she was champion,
Yes,
and
and
Mickey did it when she was champion.
he did it. Yeah. So I would say Slamovich, but if they're not on any of yours, then leave it for now.
Yeah, I like the shout though, but
Yeah,
maybe we'll have a look and see how many we've got left and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Right. So the sort of the return ones then. the ones who we haven't seen in a while and we're thinking are going to pop up, and whether this means that they're back on the main roster permanently or
Yeah.
whatever it is, these are the ones that we've got. So I'm going to go through the ones that have only got one vote so far.
Okay.
So there are two that were on just Callum's list and
Okay.
one that was just on my list. So the one that was just on my list, I had Gail Kim.
I have also got Gail Kim.
Nice.
Right.
Okay.
I think if now is the time, if it was ever going to happen, it
Yeah.
would be now.
Yeah.
It'd be
So
so
she gets
cool.
two votes then. So she
Yeah,
can stick around for a little bit.
it'd be so cool. I'm telling you.
The ones on Callum's,
Yeah.
I'm going to leave his bigger one till last because you know he's shot to the moon with one of them. Right. Um, he's put Nikki Bella.
I have also put Nikki Bella.
Okay, so then she gets two. I didn't, but then, and I tried to do this. So like, my list pretty much was finalized at the weekend. So
Yeah.
then I've gone through the week, hearing all this stuff about who might be there, who might not be there, and
Yeah.
I've purposely sort of said to myself, don't change anything, don't change anything, don't
Yeah, I
change
get
anything.
you.
You
Yeah.
know? And Nikki, it came out later in the week that apparently Nikki is in talks for
Yes.
a return. So
Nikki Bella thinks she's gonna get Trish Stratus return, and she's just not. I'll be honest with you. Like she thinks
no
she's
cage match with Becky Lynch
yeah, like she thinks she's gonna be like top dog, and it's just not happening. Like I
in the
love
Money in the
Nikki Bella.
Bank.
Yeah, like I love her. Like I will die on the hill that she is the greatest Divas champion. But I don't know. I just can't. I don't
Yeah.
know. I feel like she thinks, "Oh, I can still hold me own, and I don't know if she can. That's where my head's going.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong.
So, if you are guessing who I would refer to as shot to the moon pick is,
Yeah.
who would you say he's picked?
Oh,
In true Callum fashion of absolute fantasy booking this thing, who's he putting his Royal Rumble? Eh?
AJ Lee.
AJ Lee.
I haven't put AJ Lee.
I haven't put AJ.
I'd love it to be.
I'd love it.
I'd like it to
Likewise,
be
I'd love it. And again, this is that thing of as I've been scrolling through Instagram, she is one of the ones that comes up where people are like, "Oh, imagine you know when they do the 10, 9, 8, 7, and then they
Yeah,
play the entrance video."
yeah,
She's one that comes up a lot for them.
yeah. I'm not. Mm,
Right. So AJ's gone. She's gone the way of Blair Davenport.
yeah.
Right. So then the other two that we agreed on, me and Callum agreed on. Um, one was Alexa Bliss.
I've put Alexa Bliss, but uh,
Very conscious of the news that's come out later this week.
yeah, basically,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know if that's just like a ruse and it's like a bit of a
Yeah.
like, is this really happening? I don't know. But I'd love Alexa Bliss to come back
Mm.
because I love Alexa Bliss. But I don't know. I don't know if it. I don't know. Like, but then at the same time, all this stuff coming back, she's then posting stuff about like being at like pre-baby weight and she's
Mm.
got the pink back in her hair and it's a little one of them where you just
It
like
feels like one of those things where this information is purposely got out
yes,
to try and be like, she's not gonna be there, she's not gonna be there. And I can already see the Reddit posts of like her making her entrance going, oh, so much for
yeah,
this thing not happening.
yeah.
So
So I
I think we're still okay to have her in there.
okay, all right,
And then the other one, potential Hall of Fame inductee for this year, Victoria.
interesting.
No Victoria?
No, I have not
No?
got Victoria. No.
So go on then. Who else have you got?
So the only three people I've got left is that right? Three people.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah. People have mentioned um Slamovich,
Yeah.
Rosemary, and Zaria. They're the
Okay.
only three people um that I haven't like ticked off that we've already mentioned.
Right. So right now, our long list is 31 people. So
Ooh,
that means one person needs to take the cut.
ooh. Okay.
So out of the ones that are confirmed and definitely have full votes on her in, Alexa Bliss, B-Fab, Bailey, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green, Cora Jade, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Jade Cargill, Jordan Grace, Liv Morgan, Michin, Naomi, Natalia, Nia Jax, Piper Niven, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, and Zoe Stark.
Right.
So they're definitely in. The
So how
other,
many is that?
that is da, 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 16 plus 6, that is 22. So there are
Right, okay.
eight spots that we need to fill. So, two votes, Asuka, Candice LeRae, Gail Kim, Lyra Valkyria, Nikki Bella, Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Vacour, Victoria, and Zelina Vega.
I would say I would say Gail Kim and Nikki Bella
Right.
because it feels like a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I would say Lyra. If Chelsea's
Yes.
in there,
Yes.
Lyra's in there.
Yeah,
But
I
then
would
at the
agree.
same point, if Chelsea's in there and Lyra's in there, Stephanie Vacour as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then at that point, from your main roster ones, you've got Zelina Vega and Candice LeRae. And then you've got Asuka potentially returning,
Hmm.
Roxanne Perez from NXT, and Victoria.
Right, okay. I think we need a active TNA person.
So you want to add Masha in,
Masha would make the most sense.
right? So let me just,
Because I don't think Jordan Grace counts anymore.
but she's technically not now, is she?
Well, that's what I mean. She's been moved to
So you
the
need you need that one where it's like because again I can imagine that thing of like Jordan Grace coming out and in the same way that Jade Cargill was last year,
yeah,
hottest free agent, blah 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 blah
yeah,
blah 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 blah.
yeah.
Whereas when Masha comes out, it would be, oh, it's the current TNA Knockouts champion, Master
That's what I
Sam. Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Because the
Okay.
way you would do, not talking numbers and stuff like that, but what's been going on, I think it's with Masha anyway. Yeah, it is. Cora Jade's been like,
Yeah. Corey Jade and Roxanne Perez have been going in, and which
yeah,
at that point then makes me sort of go, do we add Roxanne Perez in?
that's what I'm
So then
thinking.
at that point, there's a Cora and Perez double teamy type thing that's going on,
Yeah,
and then Masha comes out, and
yes.
actually maybe Masha comes out, or they come out and attack Masha, and Jordan Grace then comes in to save Masha.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah.
So do we add Roxanne Perez in then at that point?
Yes. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So at that point, then we are four left, but we only need three. So one of these needs to take a call, I think.
Okay,
Just let
go
me
on.
just let me double check.
Okay.
Because that's 19 and that's 9. How many is that? That's wrong. Bear with. Man does maths. 21. Oh no, right. So two of these need to go.
Okay.
Right. So there's Asuka, Candice LeRae, Victoria, and Zelina Vega
I think Candice LeRae is going to be in there because she's been getting a bit of TV time.
with Nia.
Yeah.
Right. So Candice is in then.
Yeah. Um,
Would they do? Would they have Gail Kim and Nikki and Victoria?
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Because then the other sort of two outliers there are we don't know if Asuka's ready to come back.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Zelina, purely based on TV time.
Yeah.
So then at that point, you land on Victoria.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we take Asuka out, just purely thinking she might
Yeah.
not be back, she might not be healthy.
Mm,
And then Zelina because of TV time.
that makes sense.
Okay. So then our final 30 then, and let's just make sure that I've counted it up right and we've not got 29 and someone goes, hey, yeah, definitely 30. Right. So our predicted 30 entrants for the Women's Royal Rumble this year.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss, B-Fab, Bailey, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Candice LeRae, Charlotte Flair, Chelsea Green, Cora Jade, Dakota Kai, Gail Kim, Io Sky, Jade Cargill, Jordan Grace, Liv Morgan, Lyra Valkyria, Masha Samovich, Michin, Naomi, Natalia, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Piper Niven, Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, Stephanie Vacour, Victoria, and Zoe Stark.
Did you did you accidentally or on purpose make that? alphabetical order?
It was already alphabetical.
All right, so it's
Yeah.
gonna say
I've not just like really worked out and figured it
just
out.
starting about
Yeah.
on the list. Where's the S's? Where's the
Yeah.
T? Um, that's it. So okay, it's a
It's a
good
pretty
show.
stacked rumble, that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, it's very like believable as well, I think.
Yes. Yeah. I
Like,
can imagine all these people being in there.
yeah. Um, I don't think there's any like I think you need like the I call it fodder, but it's not. But you need the active people to be in there because you
I mean,
can't
there's a lot of people you could see winning that as well.
you know, I know. I don't know. I genuinely don't know who's gonna win the women's one.
Well, I mean, I said Jade Cargill, and part of me is still sort of falling on that line.
Yeah. I
But
think
then you then end up in a situation where you sort of have to put a title on Naomi. But I get the feeling that you're probably more likely to get something like a Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton at Mania, and then Rhea's probably going to be champion till Mania anyway. But
yes.
then is it that you're then running Rhea and Becky back?
Mm, yeah. Like I don't think Charlotte is winning, but I don't know. I
Or
think
do you fully strap a rocket and give it to Jordan Grace?
that's what I was thinking.
Rhea and Jordan,
Rhea and Jordan Grace would be amazing.
yeah, at
I
Mania.
would say this, right? Um, Controversially, Tessa Blanchard is not a very nice person, right? Have whatever feelings you want towards her. I don't mind, right? I understand. I get it. It's cool. Like, whatever you think of that person, carry on thinking it. It's all good. But Jordan Grace versus Tessa Blanchard at Genesis was it's sublime. It was
Mm.
so good. Like that chick can wrestle. Like she is. That was such a good. Like that was the bet. That was match of the night without a doubt. Only for the fact that like, um, only for the fact that Joe Henry won the title. So that's like a big moment because it's been like going on for a long time, and it was like a big feel good moment. Um, that match was good. Don't get me wrong, but Jordan Grace versus um, Tessa Blanchard that was a good match. Like I highly recommend if anybody has not seen it to go and watch it. It's very good. You've just got to put aside your feelings about Tessa Blanchard. Um, but yeah, I was like I wasn't shocked because I always knew she was good, but my God.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. Jordan Grace versus Rhea would be good. And it's like, are you like she's defo ready?
Mm.
People know who she is.
Yeah.
Like, have you set the stage for this to happen a year before? Because WWE do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With and it would nobody be shocked if she was throwing people out left and right. To
No.
do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
But then to give her the huge rub of like having her in the final three with Becky Lynch and Charlotte
Yeah,
and chucking them out.
yeah,
But then at that point, what's Becky Lynch doing at Mania?
yeah.
Facing Lyra.
Possibly. Yeah.
That'd be a decent one.
Facing Nikki Bella probably. See? You know what I mean? Jesus.
Well,
Mm,
before we get into the men's, I did just want to mention that when I woke up way too early this morning at 5:30 before I fell back asleep again, I had a look at the Royal Rumble card on Wikipedia just to see if anyone else had declared.
yeah.
And this is potentially going to be my favorite Royal Rumble pay-per-view ever if these matches deliver. Because not only have you got what looks to be a stacked women's roster, a women's rumble, and a stacked men's rumble, there is Adam's favourite stipulation of a ladder match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens. But there is a 2 out of 3 falls tag match between DIY and Motor City Machine Guns for the tag titles.
Wow. I didn't know. Is that on
Yeah.
SmackDown? I didn't.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
that's happening at the Rumble.
That's going to be a good match.
I mean, My favorite tag match of all time, Revival versus DIY 2 out of 3 falls, and now you're doing it with machine guns.
That's yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Who getting the
Woo!
tag titles on a PLE as
Tag
well?
titles on the PLE.
Wow.
We've made it.
Yay!
It
It's
only
only,
took the machine guns to
it
get
only
here.
took about a year. I don't remember the last time they were on there. The WrestleMania or something.
Yeah, probably when they split them.
When they split them. I think that's when it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
My God, that's madness.
yeah.
That'll be such a good
It's
match.
gonna be so good.
Yeah. I do like as well on SmackDown that they're having like different teams in the
Oh, I love when I check into SmackDown, I love the tag division at the minute.
yeah, well,
And
like
the fact that like Los Garza are
yeah,
getting airtime and that like, they're really sort of building them up as a team and
yeah,
pretty deadly as well, which makes me think that we're gonna get another multi-man team match
yeah, yeah,
at
yeah,
Mania.
yeah.
Because you've got DIY, Machine Guns, Los Garza, pretty deadly, Profits, but I think they might be injured or one of them's injured.
Oh, Hardy.
Yeah, because I saw someone on Reddit say that they think that DIY versus Profits was probably the match that should have happened at Rumble until someone got
Oh,
injured.
right, okay, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's really picking up speed, you know.
I think it's one of them as well where like they kind of been getting shit for not putting the tag team division on PLEs, but it was kind of in the mud a bit, weren't it? Like it
That's
was
the thing. It's like if you put it on a PLE just as a tokenistic thing, and
yeah,
you throw in what would have been like A Town Down Under
yeah,
versus insert face mid carder and insert face mid carder here,
yeah,
it's worthless. Whereas now, this 2 out of 3 falls match between DIY and Machine Guns feels big.
it
It's
makes
gonna be fantastic,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
That's the thing is that like, do you want it just to be like, I want it on there because it should be on there, or do you want it to like mean something when it's on there? Do you know what I mean? Because I think
Exactly.
that's the thing where having the smaller card,
Hmm.
all matches feel like they mean
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then giving them the time as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like I would be happy if no other matches were announced.
yeah,
If they were the 4 matches.
yeah, yeah,
Because I could easily because you get both rumbles that are going to be an hour long anyway, so that's 2 hours.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then you give the other two 20 minutes each, maybe
yeah.
a bit longer for Cody and Owens, and then at that point it's a 3 hour show,
Mhm. Yeah.
you
I
know.
think you might get one more. I think that,
Oh,
but even that, I don't think he'll be. I don't know. It's one of them where I think
it's where I can't see them adding a Gunther match because of Gunther versus Jay at Saturday night's main event.
that's what I'm thinking.
I can't see them adding a women's title match
No.
because from the sounds of it, most people are going to be sort of built up with the Rumble anyway.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and really, if you're doing Rhea versus Nia tonight even at Saturday night's main event, um, which I'm surprised they've not leaned into more of thinking that, well, if Nia wins, she then can't enter the Rumble.
Yeah, I thought what they should have done was with Nia announcing herself for the Rumble,
Mm,
should have had like the caveat, I suppose, or at least mentioned it to be like, so they might do it tonight actually, but to be like, so basically, if Nia wins, Rhea gets to take Nia's spot.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? So
Just to
it's
sort of
like,
throw that out there and be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
I think that's an important thing to kind of like drop on because it's like, well,
mm,
you kind of ruined the result a little bit.
yeah,
You're still saying she's in the Rumble. Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? But yeah, the whole Nia Jax thing, I'm not mad about it, but at the same time, I feel like they should have done something with Nia and Tiffany.
I feel like the blow off wasn't as big as it could have been,
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that. I
I
would have preferred that
surely
match.
you would have said that match at Saturday night's main event.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I would have prepared. I would have preferred to have that match be like, no, but then leave that on SmackDown, they're like, oh yeah, remember you don't get an automatic rematch.
Mm.
So it's like it doesn't make sense, but it does make sense in the
You
sense
don't
that
get an automatic rematch, but you can go to the other show and
yeah,
face their
you can
champ.
go to the other show, attack the champ, and then you can get a match for that title. So I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if they added a women's match just because they wanted to add a women's match, but then who do you take out the Rumble and put in the women's match? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that thing of like who else is left on SmackDown at that point with all the people that are in the Rumble
Yeah, so
to
it
then
would,
face Tiffy.
yeah, and you've only got a week to build it.
Yeah, but then I mean, it's that thing again of like you make it feel huge by having what they did with Seth and Roman last year. Put Tiffy and Rhea in skyboxes for
Yeah,
when the winner, or Tiffy, Rhea, and Julia in skyboxes.
yeah,
Yeah.
you get to have, like, yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Mm.
so, but yeah,
And then they're
unless
still
you
on the
do,
show then.
yeah, well, then, oh yeah, because you're not going to have a mid card title because essentially they're both like I can't see Chelsea Green and Lara Valkyria not being in the Rumble.
No, I feel like that is the thing for them to be in the Rumble, for
Yeah,
them
yeah,
to come out wearing those mid card titles
yeah,
to sort of again like you're still thinking about the Netflix audience at this point that the
yeah,
first PLE of the Netflix era is a Royal Rumble. If
yeah,
you're a lapsed fan, you remember what the Royal Rumble was. That's the
yeah,
sort of key thing to your childhood and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we'll watch this year's. They come out with mid card titles. Oh, there's a women's intercontinental title now.
yeah,
It
yeah.
does everything it needs to do.
And as well, you've got the idea of even though it's not the end of the show, like the end of the match and the end of the show and all stuff like that, if say Chelsea Green or Valkyria, whichever one, came in at number 5 and got knocked out by number 10, you could build a rivalry between
Yeah.
them two for that title to be like, well, I knocked you out the Rumble, so and then it becomes a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like then you're just building like storylines and like stuff like that. So
You could see a heel going up to like Lyra and saying, "Well, technically, I beat you." So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Like I was the one I took your WrestleMania team away, and
yeah,
now I'm gonna take
I'm going to
your
take this thing.
away.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It writes itself.
I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. We need to be on the board, lad.
No,
What's it called? On the writing team and that.
I'm the writing team.
You
So when
want
I
to?
click over onto my next tab, so I'm going from loads of X's in all these different columns, and it all looks really nice and pretty, and then I go to the men's one, and it's just all over the place.
I can see
So
the one being everywhere.
definitely some people that me and Callum have disagreed with here.
Okay, right. So I said to you off podcast, right?
Hmm.
Um, these 18 people I've got, which is other companies, NXT, Legends, other, and the confirmed people.
Hmm.
Okay, so should we go with confirmed?
Yeah. So there's just to sort of say, there's already 36 on this list between me and Callum.
Right, okay. All right.
So yeah, this is the hefty one.
Yeah.
So those that have declared in alphabetical order:
Yeah.
CM Punk,
Okay.
Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, John Cena, LA Knight, Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, and Shinsuke Nakamura. So
Right.
they are all in. They
Yeah.
are all there.
Right, shit.
So
Cool.
say again.
I'm trying to decide if I've got Shinsuke on here at all.
Oh,
No, I haven't. No,
oh.
that's okay. That's
But
okay.
again, in a similar way, and probably to mention someone that we are going to get to later, in the same way that we're saying about having Lyra and Chelsea in there,
Hmm. Makes
Shinsuke, yeah,
Yeah, makes sense. Does that mean you've got Braun as well?
we do have Bron, yeah.
Okay, so I'll mark Braun off because
Have you got Bron?
yeah. So do you want to do
We'll do the main roster ones again, like we did before.
yeah. So I've
So there's
got basically there's like 10 people,
okay,
11 people. Well, yeah, 10 people we'll say.
yeah.
Um, I'm gonna have to take someone off. But go on. If
You,
you who have you got that used to agree on?
okay, so main roster wise, before Braun Breaker, there was one more. We had Braun Strowman.
I haven't got Strowman.
Okay, so he can stay on 2 votes. Carmelo Hayes.
Nope.
Okay, so he can stay on 2. Damian Priest.
Yes.
Right. Damian Priest, who is now the newest member of the SmackDown roster.
What?
He went over in the transfer. Yeah.
What?
8 down under an hour on Raw.
What? Oh, give me please first, Cody. Give me it.
Miz is on SmackDown.
Is he?
Mm.
Oh, that's not
Apparently, the idea being that Karrion Cross was the person behind it.
sending him to SmackDown.
Yeah,
Weird.
weird.
Okay.
Dominic Mysterio,
Always. Probably better
always.
than it.
Finn Balor,
Yes.
Jacob Fatu,
Yes.
So these are all the ones that me and Callum have agreed with. First one that we've not agreed with. I put Jimmy Uso.
I have also put Jimmy Uso.
Callum didn't.
I can understand why. It's
So that
fine.
was interesting.
Yeah.
Two that Callum put on and I didn't put on. Karrion Cross,
I've put Cross on.
Kofi Kingston.
I have not put Kofi Kingston on.
Okay. So then Kofi goes because he's only got one vote at that point.
Yeah.
Two votes, me and Callum, Logan Paul.
Yes.
One vote from me, Ludwig Kaiser.
Nope.
Okay, so Ludwig goes.
Damn
Might run out of people here.
it.
Two votes, one from me, one from Callum. Penta.
Penta, yeah.
Yeah. Right. On to the next column. Randy Orton.
No, actually, I haven't.
Oh,
Interesting.
I don't know if we should have counted him as a return anyway.
Well, yeah, because he
She
has been out anyway.
yeah. Sheamus.
Nope.
Bloody hell. That's both me and Callum. Solo Sokoa.
Solo, yeah.
Only one vote from me. Callum didn't. Tamatonga.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I've only got one person left, anyway.
So Solo and Jacob in, but Tama's not.
No.
Okay.
Wait, have you put Tonga in there?
No, he's injured.
Is he?
Yeah,
Yeah, he is. Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
yeah.
he is.
That's why
Yeah.
he's not been around. Right, and then Callum's filling out the rest of this because I didn't put these people in. He's got two more. Callum put Uncle Howdy in.
I was contemplating somebody from the Wyatt Six, but I
Mm.
decided against it.
And Callum also put Xavier Woods in.
Right. No. I just put the Miz in.
Of course you did.
Yeah, it's the Miz.
Well, the Miz ain't getting in.
All right. Gutted.
So then at
Well,
that
I
point,
put the Miz in with Karrion Cross because I thought that would be quite interesting.
all right, okay. At
Mm,
that point, we're down to 31.
okay.
So we'll have to see because there are still people on here that have got one vote.
Okay. All right.
So we'll have to figure it out.
I
Um,
have got three NXT people.
there's only one on our list.
Oh, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Go on.
And that's Trick Williams.
I haven't even got him.
You ain't got a trick.
Nah.
Who have you put on then?
I've put Obafemi.
Right, hang on. I'm gonna have to write down the ones that we got rid of because I get the feeling that we're gonna have to come back to some of these.
Okay. All
So
right.
Kofi, Xavier, Tama. Who else was that had one vote?
Miz.
Miz. Callum had another one, didn't he, from Raw?
Is he?
It was Xavier Woods, and then there was somebody else. Uncle
You
Howdy.
had, yeah, yeah, yeah. Didn't you have Ludwig as well?
I had Ludwig. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
So I've
Right.
put Obafemi in there.
But he's NXT champion.
I know, but I feel like.
But we can't say the same thing for the women's
All
and
right.
then
Okay.
say,
All right. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. I've got Ethan Page
okay,
and I've got Charlie Dempsey.
right. So we'll put Ethan Page and Charlie Dempsey on as the one voters. I
Okay.
think the only one you're getting out of them is Ethan Page.
I only picked Charlie Dempsey because he was on speed and
Right. Okay.
apparently the match was amazing.
Right. So it might be a sort of
Yeah, and
yeah.
also
Okay.
I think he's son in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why well, originally when I was thinking about TNA with the women, not to go back,
Mm.
um, I nearly put Zaya Brookside in there because I thought that would be nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But for Robbie, like,
Yeah.
but I decided against it because I thought I don't think he's that guy who's like, do you know what I mean? I don't think he's the guy who's like, hey, do us a favor. Like, I don't feel like he's that person. Um, so yeah, Ethan Page and Charlie Dempsey. Um, they were my NXT. So, well, Six got two votes, so he's in, isn't he?
Six. Yeah. 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 Well, he's one of the two. You know.
Okay, all right.
Right. Do the TNA ones then, because there's only one TNA person that me and Callum both agreed on, and there is another TNA person that Callum put in.
I have got two TNA people.
Right. So I very nearly, and I'm assuming this is one of yours, I very nearly had Nick Nemeth in there.
Nope, it's not one of mine.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So the one that me and Callum agreed on, which I'm assuming is going to be on your list, is Joe Hendry.
Yes.
Yeah.
But have you read the reports recently?
What, that he's on the cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's on the cruise the day after.
Okay.
Apparently his appearances start from the Sunday and that he's doing another thing in Indianapolis on the Saturday.
Ooh,
So
say his name. Um, my other TNA guy. Actually, I've kind of got two, but one of them doesn't really. Anyway, so my other TNA guy is Jeff Hardy.
right, you know when I said to you, Callum's put somebody and I'm like he's shot to the moon with this. He's put Jeff Hardy. Where is Jeff Hardy coming from?
I think because, right, well, because they're going to be on NXT,
Yeah.
first of all, right? So that's a thing. So obviously the door's a little bit open. And I think I think it's widely known that the pop for the Hardys at WrestleMania was bananas.
Yeah.
And I think Triple H would be like, spirit good.
But
Like,
why would you not have Matt then?
because Jeff's a bigger star.
No, I know, but then would you not just put both of them in?
Potentially, yeah, but I'm saying Jeff is going to be in there more. If you could only pick one, you're picking Jeff, aren't you?
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
I mean, I'm so surprised. Like when I saw Callum's list and I saw Jeff Hardy on there, I was like,
I
I
know, and
feel
I was,
like he's
you know
shot to the
what?
moon with that. And I thought you would have said exactly the same thing, but
Right.
now,
Only because of this NXT TNA deal.
yeah.
I'm like, it could happen. And
Mm,
they keep talking about wanting to end the career there. Like, so to have the door open. And I think Triple H is like, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
You're not putting a lot on his toe. You're not giving him like a mad thing to run with. He's got to be sober and
Yeah.
clean for one night. Like, he's not
Yeah.
an idiot. Do you know what I mean? So,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think it'll lead to anything, but just for the pop value.
Yeah.
And Have Matt there when he comes out and the pair of them, and then just Jeff goes in. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's cool. Like, I don't know. I just feel like
Okay. Okay.
he's Triple H is all about the moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
moment. That's what I'm
Okay.
going with.
Well, so we're into like returns and stuff now.
Yeah.
And there is only one person. There are four that I've still got on the list, but there's only one that me and Callum agreed with.
Right. Okay.
And that was Wade Barrett.
Interestingly, I
Have you
have
done
got
Corey Graves?
no. Well, I
Have,
have got a commentator. That's
but
all I've got.
not. Oh, just a commentator.
Yeah. So whether that's McAfee, whether that's Barry.
McAfee had his spot last year.
Oh, that's why I was thinking, because I was thinking McAfee, and then I thought he's actually done it before, so
Yeah.
Barrett would make more sense. But then with what's happening with Corey Graves, is that the thing that they're going with, or
Earlier in the week, I had both Barrett and Graves down, but then I
right,
got rid of Graves.
right, okay. I would say, yeah, if you want
Let's
that,
add on to Barrett.
we'll put Barrett on there, yeah.
Right. Because I'm assuming, and I know I'm speaking for Callum when I say this, Callum might be coming from the point of him and Drew having a thing to then lead to them potentially having a match.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
yeah, I can see that.
So, the others, I'm gonna kind of take. I was gonna do Callum's first, but I'm gonna take this in the order of I think whether this is gonna happen or not. Right.
Right.
So on just purely on my list and not on Callum's list, again because of an Instagram video, I put Mick Foley.
I was thinking Mick Foley.
Okay.
I I went mad a little bit and was like, might be The Rock,
I've put The Rock on.
right? Right. I don't think The Rock would go in it and not win it. And I
So then
don't,
he'd go in and win it then.
and then I don't think The Rock's winning it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is really hard. All right. But yeah, so I've got The Rock, but I don't truly believe it.
Well, he's getting a second vote.
All
So
right. Okay.
no Mick Foley then.
No.
Okay, so I'm
I
going
don't
to add
think
him to
the
the one
plate's like
voters.
me. Like, I don't think the plate's like making the ring.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
Like,
do feel like it's all just a ploy and a shill and all that kind of stuff. But with everyone talking about it, I was like, this might be a thing.
I mean, it could do because he's dropped weight, but like this is the thing, he still looks like Mick Foley. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And I know he's dropped pure weight and I know all it, but like when he tried to do a match for the 60th, they were just like, absolutely no. Like the doctors wouldn't let him do it. So it's one of them where it's like I get it, but like the field that is the potential people who are going to be in that rumble
mm,
really want Mick Foley in there. Like,
yeah,
dude, 60. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, yeah. It's he's gonna look more out of place than anyone else that you put in there.
and
Yeah,
that's my issue is that he's good. He looks like a bit of a tramp. Know what I
yeah,
mean? In the nicest possible way. That's his thing. That's cool. Like
yeah.
what he does. I'm not judging. What I'm saying is these like this year's Royal Rumble seems to be like ultra athletic. Like,
Well, that's why, to me, anyway, Uncle Howdy sticks out like a sore thumb
yeah,
because I don't feel like there's big gimmicks,
no,
and he comes across as more of a gimmick.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
can you imagine like Seth and Punk and Drew and all being in there and like proper going at it, and then it's oh Uncle Howdy's here.
yeah, yeah, true, yeah, yeah. Well, I've only got two
Okay.
more people on my list anyway.
Well, so Callum's got one more
Right,
who he had as just purely him, but our overall list now has 30 people on it, including this one left on Callum's, and then there'll be two more that you say. So we'll have to have a real think about who
right.
else is getting in there. Callum, I don't know if he's shooting to the moon. Again, this is another one that I've heard, and whether or not this is going to happen or not, and blah 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 blah. But if it does happen, there is then another two people that you need to then throw in there as well. Callum's put Big E,
Yeah,
but I feel like if Big E's in it, you need Kofi and Woods in it.
yeah, yeah. Big E's the only person left to return.
Yeah,
Like, there's nobody left.
yeah,
Like, everyone's somewhere. Like,
yeah,
and I genuinely don't think he would. I don't know. I think if Big E's coming back, it's a Raw after Mania. It's not a Rumble.
yeah.
So he can come out and like,
A Raw after Mania after New Day won the tag titles.
yes, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't feel like it's a Rumble.
because purely from a sort of logistic thing, I can't see Kofi and Woods being in the Rumble because they're doing this thing about their entrance music,
Yeah,
and we've not heard the heel entrance music. And I feel like if you hit that and it's a piece of music that no one knows,
yeah,
it's not going to have the same impact. Whereas if you hit it and it's New Day, you've then got to have them come out with a microphone and say, "Oh no, 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 we don't, we
yeah.
don't
So,
want that." And then Kofi can't do his Kofi spots because he can't get cheered.
that's true.
So
Yeah, he can't do the I've been pushed out, but I'm not pushed out situation.
yeah, yeah.
That is a good call. I don't know them. I'm a little bit. I don't think Big E.
Who are the others on your list?
Um, one of them is Josh Alexander
Yeah.
because he had an I Quit match at Genesis, and he says I
Hmm.
quit TNA, and
Yeah.
I was like, well, he's got to be on the list. But then he popped up on. I haven't watched the Impact yet, but he popped up on Impact to be like he's having a match and doing stuff. So I don't know if he's staying there or what. I don't know what.
Oh.
And the person I always want to come back and never does come back, but I think it's even less likely now. Matt Cardona.
Mm.
I don't know though because he was on Impact, so maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, Matt Cardona. But I think he wants too much out of his return,
Yeah.
and I
He
think
wants
he
he wants a Cody return essentially,
he feels like he is a Cody, and I don't think he
and I
is.
don't think he's that. Yeah.
No, I feel like what he's done is sound and it's great and it's all good, but I feel like the issue with it is he thinks he's reinvented his career, and he
Hmm.
has, and there's no two ways about it. But he hasn't done it on a big enough stage to warrant a Cody return.
Yeah.
Like I think he's made a lot of money and he's doing his best work and all that stuff. I really do, but he's not. He wasn't on Impact. Well, he was on Impact, but he hasn't been on Impact for a long time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he isn't in New Japan. Like he isn't in the bigger like arenas and echelons of like
He's
what.
not been on A. He's been on AEW, but he's not.
Yeah,
Like if he'd had a sort of lengthy reign with the TNT title.
yeah, yeah. And I think as well, not taking anything away from Cody and the way he did stuff. I think a lot of the thing that happened when he came back, like a lot of that was built on the fact that it's like he's the first person to turn from the alternative.
Hmm.
And I think that narrative played in quite well.
Yeah.
The idea of it being like, oh well, everyone's going to TNA, everyone's going to AEW, everyone's doing this, nobody wants to work for WWE anymore. And then he was like, he kind of turned it on his head
Hmm.
and was like, I built this and I'm going back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I want him to come back and I want him like to have that moment, but I don't think I don't think he's world title material in WWE. I think he's world title material other places.
Mm.
I don't think he's world like if he carried the TNA world title, I'd be like, makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but I couldn't see him carrying the AEW world title.
No, no. But
ROH.
ROH world title, yeah. I think that's the thing. I don't think
Mm.
like I absolutely love Matt Cardona. I really, really do. But I think he's 38 and he asks for too much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
think him not wanting to be Zack Ryder is justifiable. But at the same time, there's a whole bevy of people who will be in that arena who know him as nothing else. Do you know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
you're watching WWE, you're not, the average WWE fan is not avidly watching GCW.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, that's where the issue is. So
Because then at that point, he can't even come out to like always ready, can he?
that's what I
Because
mean.
but then if he comes out to woo woo woo, it's like
Yeah. Like, maybe I'm not giving it the fans enough credit. Like, they know who he is and that. And, like, he will get a pop. But if he came back to WWE, where would you go with him?
there's a difference between his entrance music hitting and Jeff Hardy's entrance music hitting.
100%. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the difference. And that's shit. Like, we get levels and that's what it is. And I think um, that's the only reason why I think I don't know if he'd come back.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. But then I don't think TNA is a TNA. I don't think AEW is a fit for him either.
No.
Like, I think he'd just get lost in the shuffle.
He's made his place in places like GCW.
Yeah,
And then like because I was thinking about that GCW show that happened at the ballroom,
yeah.
but he wasn't on that card, was he?
I don't know. No, yeah, he was. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Was he? It just I think it's purely because I think more news stuff came out about Ali Catch and PCO and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah,
Um, so again, he's sort of made his spot there, and like he's very sort of he's not shy about telling everybody how much money he's making
yeah,
and like all that kind of stuff. And when you're boasting about it, it almost look you almost sort of go, well, why are you bothered?
yeah.
Why
That's
you know?
yeah. That's the issue, I think, where it's like, and it's not a bad thing to be like he is. I would genuinely say he is king of the indies. Do you know what I mean? Like he is everywhere. He is like he's making money. He is a draw. Like there's no two ways about it. But I don't know if he's changed that perception enough. Like you've got to think, Cody Rhodes left as Stardust,
Yeah,
and you absolutely don't think that when you look at Cody anymore. Like he completely reinvented who he was. He put like beef on. He like added more muscle. He became a proper heavyweight. Like he's just a different dude. Like he carries himself in a completely different way.
yeah,
And Macadona grew a beard and bled. That's it. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. So he's made his name off a style of wrestling that really WWE aren't
No.
all in for anyway.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like a lower world title. So like, not even a lower because I don't think it's fair to say that about TNA. But I just feel like if you're a mid carder in WWE, you're top star in TNA. It's
Yeah,
always the way it's been.
yeah.
Like Nemeth, you know what I mean? But yeah, Ring of Honor, like MLW, NWA, all them things. You carry their world title and you'd be like 100%. Like that makes perfect sense. But I don't know. Like, is he beating Mox? Absolutely not.
No,
Like, is he beating Gunther?
no.
Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Is
is
he the
he?
one to beat Cody?
No. Like, that's the thing. But then at the same time, if Jeff Hardy came back to WWE and was in CM Punk's face, you'd be like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what I mean? And arguably, CM Punk could beat all three of them.
Hmm.
Like, CM Punk could have beat Mox.
Yeah.
CM Punk could essentially beat Cody or
CM
Gun.
Punk did beat Mox.
Well, yeah. So that's what I mean. It's like, but then, as you say, if you've got a return like a Jeff Hardy, it's just different levels.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Hardy could go into the world title picture, and you'd be
Hmm.
like, fair play.
Yeah.
And I think that's,
I could see Jeff Hardy versus Gunther.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But Cardona,
No.
I'm not so sure.
So, kind of need to fix this now.
Okay,
Are we saying no to Big E?
I would say no to Big E. Yeah,
Right. I feel like something is brewing. I feel like his return is on the horizon because they keep mentioning him.
yes,
So I'm going to get rid of Kofi. I'm going to get rid of Xavier. I've got rid of Big E. Right. So now we are, with the list that we've got that's got two votes in it as well, we are 29. So that is making sure as well. So Jeff Hardy, I'm just going to add my vote and say that he's in. Okay. Braun Strowman.
Strowman would be a good one,
Yeah.
just
Carmelo
because
Hayes.
he's kind of on the build up again, and he,
Yeah.
know what I mean.
Yeah.
Um,
Carmelo.
he needs to shave his head. Swear to God. Uh, Carmelo's a shout, especially if Trick's in there.
Yeah. Right. So then let's make sure that we add Trick in then as well. Right. Jimmy Uso. I feel like if you've got Roman, Jay, Solo, and at this point Jacob in there,
Hmm.
why isn't Jimmy in there?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Fair play. Yeah,
And then at that point, I then make a thing about Tama.
yeah.
Tama can't be the only one
Then do,
involved in that storyline who's then not in there.
yeah, do Tanaka.
Right. So then I'm going to throw Tama back in because then that would be our 30 then if we agree on the rest of these. So I'm just going to put Tama Tonga in there. Karrion Cross, yeah,
Yeah,
fine. Throw him in. Randy Orton,
yeah.
again, if he's healthy. Sheamus.
I don't think there's anything actually wrong with him, is there?
Oh, is there not? Is it just.
I don't know. I don't think so. It was only a package powder, wasn't it?
That's true. Right. So that means that there's 12 on that side and there's 18 on that side. Right. So we've got a 30 then. Right. So the ones that then aren't included are Miz, Uncle Howdy, Ludwig Kaiser, Ethan Page, Charlie Dempsey, Mick Foley, and Josh Alexander.
That's fair.
Because I feel like if you were getting Alexander, you'd probably have Page in there as well.
That's what I was thinking. I think when I
Yeah.
put Page in, I was like probably Alexander as well.
Yeah.
Because that'd be quite cool. But then I think if you're gonna bring Alexander in, you should probably more do an NXT thing.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
As a sort of like he appears to help someone that either Page is beaten down or
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Right. So then, our final 30: Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, CM Punk, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, Finn Balor, Jacob Fatu, Jeff Hardy, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Joe Hendry, John Cena, Karrion Cross, LA Knight, Logan Paul, Penta, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Seth Rollins, Sheamus, Shinsuke Nakamura, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, The Rock, Trick Williams, and Wade Barrett.
Makes sense. I think the Rock's out of each man, but okay. Oh my God. Imagine the Rock. Like, what the fucking hell? Like,
If it is, he's number 30.
do you think?
If we get to a point where 30 comes up and you can't think of anybody else,
And it's the
it's going to be
Rock.
The Rock.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if with that thing of like, remember back to when Cody was injured and he said that he was going to be in the Rumble and we knew that he was going to be in the Rumble and he ended up being number 30.
Yeah.
I feel like that could be a Cena spot
Oh, okay.
of it being like, we know that Cena's declared,
Yeah.
you know. So, I mean, unless he's like 29 and you think, oh, hang on a minute, this is it. The Cena's going to
Yeah.
start clearing house now for Goldust to come out at 30. But it's like, no, it ends up being The Rock.
Yeah. Well, I did, to be fair, contemplate having Goldberg in there. And then was like, I hope he's not.
Yeah.
I hope he's not. Yeah. So let's do a little now we've done a rundown, right? So let's do a little quick fire, we'll say. All right. These can go on TikTok. Have a little a quick fire time. Um so who do you think is going to be number one in the Royal Rumble? In the men's Royal Rumble?
In the men's Royal Rumble, who's going to be number one?
Yeah.
See, they like to sort of save it for a feud, don't they? And we had that nice thing of Jimmy and Jay last year.
Yeah.
So I'm scanning this now and I'm gonna say hmm I'm gonna say Sheamus,
Okay. Okay.
Braun Breaker number two.
Okay. I'm gonna say Penta.
Okay. So he still gets his entrance.
Yeah. Get right in there with the Penta. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's like he can have a good showing, but he doesn't have to win it. And if number
Yeah.
one, he's
Yeah.
doing a good show and doing his thing. Okay. Who do you think is going to be number one in the women's?
Let's have a scan over. Because sometimes they tend to leave like two for like a return, don't they?
Mm.
But I don't think that's gonna happen. I
Well,
feel
on
like if I'm
your like wavelength, you
yeah.
could do Bianca Belair number one and Jade Cargill number two,
Yeah.
and it'd be like, oh, oh God,
But it's that thing of it. You've got to be careful with that because it has to be the reveal of is Bianca the person that's behind it?
yeah,
Because it's almost like a because the way that I envisaged it was that you'd have Bianca and Naomi in at the same time dominating, and then Jade's music hits,
yeah.
and they both sort of look at each other like, oh
Do you think Jade's gonna do like the if Bianca and Naomi are in the ring? Jade's music hits, she comes into the ring, hugs Bianca, and just lamps Naomi.
possibly,
Know what I mean? And then it's
yeah,
like, what are you doing? And then Bianca's like in the middle of the ring, like, who do I defend? Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Right. Here's an interesting one for one and two: Chelsea Green and Lyra Valkyria.
Oh, I like that.
Mm.
Hmm. Okay. Um, okay, next question. Who do you think the final four of the men's will be?
This is hefty because I thought about this before. I thought
Yeah.
about this while you were talking before.
Okay.
My final four:
Okay.
John Cena,
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns,
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk,
Mm-hmm.
and The Rock.
Okay. Okay. I would. I don't think The Rock's going to be in there. That's the thing. But then The Rock makes the most sense. So possibly. Unless they do John Cena, CM Punk, Reigns, and Solo because they want Solo to look strong.
John Cena, CM Punk, Reigns, and Jacob.
And Jacob. Yeah.
And Jacob dumps Reigns.
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if Logan Paul was in the Final Four, actually.
Are we getting the Logan Paul Gunther match?
I don't know. Not sure. The Final Four of the Women's Royal Rumble.
Charlotte Flair,
Yes.
Becky Lynch,
Yes.
Jade Cargill,
Yeah.
and Jordan Grace.
Okay. Hmm. I probably agree, to be honest with you.
Because can you imagine that? You know, like in the 2018 one where they had like Cena, Orton, and Ray, and Finn, Shinsuke, and whoever the other one was. Was it Reigns?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Reigns.
Yeah.
You have Becky and Charlotte on one side, and you have Jade and Jordan on the other side.
Yeah. Imagine though. So you've got Jordan, you've got Becky, Charlotte. Oh no, hang on. What if you had Jade and Bianca and Jade and Bianca and then Charlotte and Jordan. And it was like Jade and Bianca are like going against the other two.
Mm.
And that's when Jade
Don't must be anchor out.
punches, yeah, knocks Bianca
Yeah,
out. Be
yeah.
like,
And
but
then she just mouths, "I know, bitch.
yeah, yeah, man. I know what you, yeah, like, yeah, do you know
I
what I
know
mean?
what you did,
So
bitch."
it's like, it's me and you, we've got this, and then it'll be me and you, and she's like,
Yeah,
yeah, and then she just launches her,
yeah.
and she's like, what the, you know what I
Because I
mean?
tell you what, a final two of Jade and Jordan would be massive.
Yeah,
That would feel huge
yeah,
for both of them.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Because I
Because
feel like with
I,
the men's, with the way that we're sort of thinking it's going, and we'd said Cena was going to win and all that kind of stuff, like
yeah,
Cena Rock as the final two, again, is huge, but we've seen them in the ring together before and all that kind of stuff. That's a more of a sort of,
yeah,
wow, look at these two megastars in there. Whereas Jordan and Jade are like, wow, they've strapped the rocket to one of these.
yeah, definitely, yeah. I don't think so. I've gone off the idea of Cena winning
Okay.
only because I feel like they love to prolong this shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think he's going to get to the final four, and then he's going to be like on the eight. He's going to do it. Basically, they're going to do a Shawn Michaels with him. So he's like got hold of the ropes, got hold of the ropes, and someone's going to knock his hands off, and he's
He's
just
got
going
to
to be
find another way there.
"Whoa." Yeah, and then he's going to fall. Whoa. And then
Because I mean, I'm still adamant after the promo that happened on Raw recently that the best match that we could get for Drew, Seth, and Punk at Mania is a triple threat between them.
yeah,
But I don't know. I don't feel like they can sort of push that
no,
because then the other thing that keeps going around is and it was pure fantasy booking that I saw on Instagram where it was like, can you imagine if Seth, Drew, and Kevin brought the NWO back?
yeah, they have seen this. Yeah,
Yeah, and that like, and then someone pitched a six-man tag. I think it was
yeah,
Wrestle Talk, a six-man tag: Seth, Drew, and Kevin versus the Usos and Sammy at Mania, which I feel like is too much big people in a match like that.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know what you
You
mean. Yeah,
know?
but they've done the six man as like they've done a six man as a main event. Know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it could work if you, even though it's like you're big people, it
yeah.
could work. But yeah, I don't know. But I mean, on Raw, it was Seth versus Drew, and
Mm.
Drew was like screaming in his face, like it shouldn't be like this. Like you should be on my side. Like
Do you think we're getting something?
so, yeah. And I think
And
these,
with Kevin being the way that he's being.
yeah, and there's a lot of like these mad tension between like Sammy and Rollins. So I
Yeah,
think,
because Sammy and Seth was another one that I saw pitched.
yeah, yeah, that's what I mean. So Sammy, so yeah, Zayn and
So
Rollins.
then do you move Kevin over to Raw after he's lost to Cody at the Rumble?
possibly.
Because I almost put Kevin in my Rumble
I was thinking that.
of like if he loses it and he's disgruntled,
Yeah. Does he just go in the Rumble?
does he just go in the Rumble? Does he attack somebody on the way in?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, does he attack like who've we got who he could attack that could just be a sort of throwaway thing? Like a he could attack Dominic Mysterio.
Not so sure about that.
He
Like,
could attack Carmelo.
imagine he attacked Jimmy Uso.
There you go.
Chair.
He takes one of the bloodline out
Yeah, man.
and then steals the spot.
Yep.
That's how you do it.
Yep. 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 Yeah.
Or Sammy.
Oh, Sammy. Yeah. Oh no, I don't know about that.
Oh,
No. No, I don't like that. No, no, not that.
Trick
That's not.
Williams.
That's too big of a moment to happen on the ramp.
You know what it should be? It should either be Trick or Jay. When the crowd are just getting into that entrance,
Yeah.
bam.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Jay'd be good.
yeah. As
Yeah.
everyone's in the middle of doing the wave,
Yeah. Yeah.
Kevin, bam.
Job done.
I'm taking
Like
his
that.
spot. Package pile driver
Yeah.
on the apron or whatever it is. Get him in the ring. Next person comes out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
There you go.
There you go.
Jay's coming out. Everyone's bouncing. Michael Cole stood up like a granddad.
Yeah,
Everyone's
man.
doing it. My
Yeah.
camera's gone blurry. Don't know where I am anymore.
There's nowhere to look
Doesn't
anymore.
know where to look. Christ. There you go.
Yeah, that could work, I think.
Yeah.
But then, I don't know, like it's getting a bit, there's too much, there's too many moving parts.
No, right,
Like,
yeah. So Jay's coming out and he's doing all that, right? And then Kevin comes out, batters him, package power driver. As they're getting Jay onto a gurney and wheeling him out, the natural next person to come out is Jimmy. So then Jimmy checks on Jay as he's entering the ring, and then he's all
really?
pissed off and fuming and goes into the ring to fight Kevin.
Yeah. And then that's how you build.
Yeah,
I don't think they call it the NWO, like,
no.
you know what I mean? Unless they get Hogan back
Oh fuck.
to be the manager.
That's it. That's how they've done it. We heard you booing him. We've turned him heel.
Imagine coming
He's
out.
now the manager.
Yeah. Grow his beard out and that, know what I
Oh my
mean?
god.
Oh no. Oh
No.
no. No, 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 no. But yeah, it's going to be interesting either way. Let's say.
Yes, it
Let's
will be.
a fan of I genuinely feel like they're gonna push it with Cena, so he can go in the chamber.
Because it's that thing, it's that babyface thing again, isn't it? Of he's had to work his way through.
Yeah,
He's had to overcome all the odds.
yeah. But I will say this: if he does not win the Rumble, he's winning. He's winning the title or something.
If he doesn't win the Rumble,
Yeah. So if he wins the Rumble, arguably he'd be like, okay, he's not winning the title. But
okay.
if he doesn't win the Rumble and he's got to like, oh, I've got to persevere and I've got to get through the business and I've got to go through all these matches, oh bloody hell, like all that stuff, then he's winning the title.
There was a thing on SmackDown where he said that he's beaten Reigns and he's beaten. Who was the other person that he mentioned? He mentioned two pretty big people that he'd beaten. I can't remember who the other one was. And he said, "I am the quarterback." I
Yeah,
think it might have been Gunther. I think he might have said Reigns and Gunther. And then he said, "I am the quarterback," and people were sort of looking at that thinking, "This is where Cena steps in. This is where it's sort of like, hang on a minute,
yeah.
you're
I
here
don't,
to claim a certain moniker, a
yeah,
certain thing.
maybe, yeah. I
You know,
don't
you're
know.
essentially my successor at that point."
Yeah, I think that's the thing. So
Yeah.
it's, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't know. I don't know.
It's the
Like,
most wonderful time of the
yeah,
year.
it is. I mean, Cena Gunther, I'd take.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. I think that
I'd
has to
take
happen at
Cena.
some point this year, regardless of.
Yeah, I'd take Cena Gunther over Cena Rain. It's yeah, Cena Cody.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when we did our WrestleMania 40 predictions, when we
Yeah.
did them way too early, and I said I wouldn't say no to Ilya Dragunov
Yes.
coming in, winning the Rumble, and then facing Gunther, but I can't see that happening. But apparently, he is back at the PC.
Yes. So he could be in the. He could be back. I
Could be
don't
in the
know. That's the
Rumble.
thing. But I think there's too many big names in the Rumble for a normal person to win it.
For a Dragunov to win it. As it, like go back to 2020, if there were this many big people in the Rumble, Drew wouldn't have won it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it's that thing in it. It's like you can't really give it to that person who's just teetering on the edge because arguably Punk could win this, Cena could win this, Reigns could win it, Seth could win it, Rock if he's in it could win it.
Well, this is me thinking, like me wild card prediction is that um Reigns wins it, but he knocks out the Rock
Mm,
29th, and then we get the Rock, Reigns, and
Cody.
Cody for the title.
Because I'm sure I said that as well. I'm sure that was one of
Well, that's what we ended up on because we couldn't have.
Oh, it was. Yeah, that was it. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we
ended
were
up
just
on the
like, well,
triple
that's
threat.
all we've
Yeah,
got left. Like of all the
we
matches,
had combinations of each of
yeah.
those matches. Yeah,
So we were like, that's all we've got left. So it's going to have to be a triple threat match, and I
yeah, yeah,
genuinely,
yeah. It was a joint effort. It definitely
yeah.
was.
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, yeah. But I love the fact that it's too difficult to call.
Yeah, 100%.
Even the women's as well. Like
Yeah,
I feel like for some reason this morning when we started it, I thought, oh, I know who's winning this one. This is easy, but it's like it's not
no,
because I
no.
think in the back of my mind I'm like, well, it's going to be Charlotte because she's going to end up facing Tiffy.
Mm.
But then at that point, I'm like, well, I feel like they've announced Charlotte to be in it so that she can be usurped by another surprise,
Yeah, I get
which is
you.
probably a Becky Lynch.
But see, the argument with the Charlotte thing is the way the way WWE look at Charlotte, not everybody else, but the way they look at her.
Hmm.
She doesn't need to win the Royal Rumble to go to WrestleMania.
100% she doesn't need to do it. But it's in the same way where like Cena doesn't need it.
No, he doesn't. But that's more of like you can see the progression of that storyline.
Yeah.
Like Charlotte coming back at the Royal Rumble to win the Royal Rumble to face Tiffy just seems a little bit lazy.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it
Yeah.
feels like you could have done,
Yeah.
you could have went so many different ways with that.
Well, to be fair, the story we've seen is he's fully admitted this is his final calendar year,
Yeah,
and he's seen it as he can't be a world champion because he's starting from scratch. But
yeah,
actually, this gets him back to the point where he was
mm,
years ago.
yeah, yeah.
Whereas I think we've all been jaded by Vince booking in that if they wanted to throw Charlotte into a prominent position, they would just throw Charlotte into a prominent
That's the
position.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be interesting if Cena won it because he'd have to lose it, so he'd only keep it arguably till SummerSlam.
Yeah. 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 Like he's not going to vacate it in December, is he? Like,
Like it's going to be a short reign,
yeah.
not not short as Flair's last reign.
Yeah.
Because Flair's last reign was less than a night. I'll be
All
honest.
right.
He won it at the start of a Nitro and lost it at the end of a Nitro. Like,
Bloody hell.
but still, he's a 16-time champ. So there you go.
Of course. Yeah, of course he is.
But yeah, that's the thing. I think that's the thing with this is that it's like could go anyway, which is what's exciting about it.
Yeah.
I'm so tempted to do like video reactions to the
The
entrance.
entrances.
Yeah, I'm so tempted to be like,
Well,
but
I'll just if none of us watch it, and then on Sunday morning we'll all just watch it together at the same time.
yeah, we'll do a watch along
Yeah.
on Sunday morning and be like, I don't think I react enough. Like, there's
I
one.
don't think I reacted enough. I reacted the most last year at Mania when I was up at like 6 o'clock in the morning watching Priest cash in, slapping the footstool in front of me because I didn't want to make too much noise because I would have woke everybody else up,
I'm not.
crying at Cody Rhodes winning.
Yeah, I'm not like excited. There's a picture of me that Rachel's got on her phone from 9 years ago
Yeah,
when AJ debuted,
yeah,
and it's just pure shock. I'm just
yeah.
like,
Well, it's like Amy was watching me when Edge came back,
yeah,
and she said to me afterwards, she went, "Oh well, I'm glad I didn't record that now because you didn't really react." And I was like, "I'm emotional. Like, look at his
yeah, yeah,
face.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah. I was
I'm
more
not.
like,
I know Callum says a lot that he'll be marking out and stuff. I don't think I mark out.
no, I don't.
I internalize all of my emotions
Yes,
and then
yes,
outburst them later on at
yeah.
some point.
Like a good father should. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I will basically look at it and my brain will be going 10 to the dozen thinking, but
Yeah,
what does this mean? How
yeah,
did this come about?
yeah. I'll be sitting there and the Rock will come out like 30th or something, and I'll be like, oh my God, so wait, hang on, if he wins, who's he gonna fight? Like what?
Yeah,
We're going to WrestleMania, and then how's he gonna? And then this is, so you think he's gonna actually carry the title, but is he gonna? And then that's what I think is
yeah.
like, how's this gonna work?
The
Like,
only thing that's a certainty is that I will swear loudly if it is Charlotte Flair that wins,
yes,
like I did when she won the last time.
I feel like that's too lazy for Triple H. I'm gonna throw it out
I
there.
hope, yeah, I hope so.
I'm not gonna. I'm. He gets a lot of shit, and it's fine, but
Yeah,
I feel like that's too lazy. That's what I'm
yeah,
going. All right, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think that's it. I think that's it. Have you got anything else to
yeah.
add? Anything exciting you wanna plug?
No, not really. I mean, I'm coming to the end of my walking challenge, or my physical activity challenge, as it were. I've been doing 31 minutes of activity for every day in January, and January is that month where it feels like there's about 752 days in it. So it's been going on for an incredibly long amount of time. But I've raised 300 quid now, so it's all good. It's all exactly what it is. The pride of seeing some of my ex-students donating is
That's
immense.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And just them getting back in contact and sort of, wishing me well and all that kind of stuff. That's really nice. I went for a really long walk on Monday. Where I mean, this is the thing where like this week I've been thinking, oh, I've got loads of stuff to do. I've got loads of planning to do for work. And it's
Yeah.
like it's because my double free that I have on a Monday afternoon, I've been using to go for a walk. So like I've got no spare time for anything. So I went into Media City. I had to nip into the post office and do something, and then I walked to Old Trafford, and then went back the other way, and walked to Coronation Street, and walked around the set of Coronation Street. But then realized that when I walked around the set, that I was too far away from any of the bridges that take you over the river that goes around Media City. So I had to walk back on myself to get to the right
Uh,
point and then do that. So it ended up being like I think it was like a 3 mile walk in the end. There was
yeah.
like an hour. Um, so
Good
it
going
was
that
decent.
though. Like that's good going. Like for like an hour to do 3 miles. That's
But
that.
like I've been listening to the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo audiobook, and I
Oh,
was at the point where like loads of stuff were kicking off, and then every now and again it'd go quiet, and this voice in my head would just go, 1 kilometer, split time, da-da-da. And I'm like, oh, for God's sake, like she's just got into Vanga's office. Come on.
I don't do it audiobook. Maybe you should do it
Oh,
audio.
but this is the thing. So like I've done like biographies. So I did like Moxie's and Becky Lynch's, and then like
Yeah.
I did Jeanette McCurdy who played Sam in Sam and Cat on Nickelodeon.
Oh,
And she's
yeah.
talking about like Dan Schneider and the sort of like growing up and being a Nickelodeon kid and stuff. That's really interesting. But then I thought I'm going to give a fiction one a go. And because I know the story of Girl with Dragon Tattoo, I was like, right, well, that might be a nice one for me to get into.
Yeah, yeah.
That was like 20 hours. I've done that and just sort of like mornings and stuff like that. And then I got to a point the other day where, again, because I'm skint, because we didn't get paid bloody ages ago, now that I finished it, I was like, hey, mate, can you lend me some money so I can get. And she was like, why? What do you want it for? Thinking that I was going to spend it on like dice for Monopoly Go or something because I bought 2 million of them this month. She was like, what? I'm not funding your habit. And I was like, no, no, no. I want
I'm not
the
fucked. Yeah, I'll be.
I want the audiobook for the girl who played with fire, please, because I've just finished the other one. So now I'm on the girl who played with fire.
That's funny. I love it. Yeah, I might have to do that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't really get a lot of time. Do you know what the downfall is? Because I go to work, I get the bus to work now, of a weekday, because obviously wages are home with thingy. So I do that, which I love, by the way, because I get to like listen to music and like go on my Spotify and all stuff like that. But I started doing podcasts, like wrestling podcasts, and it annoyed me that I didn't have enough time to listen to a full thing. So like all day, I'm like, well, what happens next? Like, what did they do? Like, tell me
yeah.
what, you know what I mean? So I'd have to wait until the whole next day to listen to the end of it. Yeah, my head would fall. I'd just end up sitting on the bus for ages, like being like,
Well,
well,
because
it's
I have
happened.
my podcast, so like on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday morning, I'll have like John and Ellis to listen to, and then on a Thursday morning, I'll have Matt Kermode and Simon Mail to listen to,
Yeah,
and then I'll do hours on a Monday morning.
yeah.
Um,
I've started like listening to ours to be like mainly to see what I can cut out of.
yeah, and then in between that, and if I finish one on the way in, I go back to my audiobook on the way back, you know.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. Might have a go. Who knows?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's us. Hopefully, Calum will be back next week. I don't
Oh,
know.
well, we'll have to figure out our reactions around his
Yeah,
busy schedule.
yeah. So we're potentially doing an episode next Sunday, not Saturday.
Possibly.
I think it'd make more sense, to be honest.
Yeah, to just do reactions for Rumble next week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that would make more sense than doing like predictions.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
talking of predictions, if anyone's still about, I am officially setting up a premium predictions league. So you can win a
Mm.
cash prize, baby. So if you're good at predicting and you're doing your thing and all that jazz, it's going to start at the Royal Rumble, I think. We shall see. And then we're also doing AW, which is going to start March time because that's when Revolution is. I'm going to do a full year with AEW. And then, yeah, we're still going to have the free one going and all that jazz. And yeah, it's good times. As always, go look for SLTD wherever you are social and we will pop up. Give us a follow. And are we good? We golden? We're going?
Yeah. All good.
Stay safe, stay entertained, and watch the wrestling you want to watch. And we will catch you next time. Bye.